Let's get to another institution that's in trouble at the quarterback position. That's the Michigan Wolverines taking on Oregon. The opening line, the look ahead was 10.5 as a favorite towards Oregon, Mark. Now we're seeing 14.5. So over 2 touchdowns and a total of 45.5. Ooh, Michigan, can they score in this game is the question mark.
Well, you just answered it right there. And you guys know I've said this often. You know how I cut games in half. I talked about it last week with Illinois, that if they couldn't stay within the first half number, they weren't staying within the game. And that's exactly the same case here, because this is not an offense that is built to play catch-up. They can't be down by 17 at half and expect to get back-to-back scores, and bring this thing right back together while their defense holds it up against a really good offense. Like, that's just not a game script that's favorable. The only way Michigan can stay within this number is to keep this within 7 points in the first half, and that's the best chance that they have. Oregon looks like a machine right now. I mean, they are just really, really good on both sides of the ball, and Michigan's offense doesn't scare anybody. So at this point in time, there's only one play to take. I would look at Oregon and lay the 7.5 in the first half, and guess what? If they ain't covering then, the possibility is still there that they could pull away late, but it would have to take some level of mistake by Michigan, an interception or a short field or something like that gives Oregon a decided advantage. But I wouldn't play Michigan here. I'd lay the 7.5 with Oregon in the first half or pass.
I would go over 45.5. Michigan over in 5 of 6 games this year against Power 4 competition. In their 3 games as a dog, almost unheard of. This will be their 3rd game in the Big House as an underdog on Saturday. They've allowed at least 24 total points. And Oregon, over in all 3 games, they have laid less than 3 touchdowns. This is 2 touchdowns and the hook, but at least less than 3. Now, Mark Zinno becomes the mouth in the South. He has been here bemoaning his Yankees, and rightfully so. And then we had him preview everything else not in the SEC for Saturday in week number 10 of this college football season. But the mouth in the South is here, and he is ready for his SEC picks. The world's largest outdoor cocktail party is in Jacksonville on Saturday between number 2 Georgia and Florida. One of the great rivalries in this sport, more than 100 meetings between these two. UGA favored by 16.5. Florida showed a little bit of something, though, Zeno, after starting off this year a little bit more peculiar. Can the Gators keep this game within the number in Jacksonville on Saturday?
Doesn't feel like it. Look, outside of the COVID year where Florida is able to win one, Kirby Smart has won 6 of these. So he's won 6 of the last 7. And he's done so in really convincing fashion, with the exception of 2019, which was that was Jake Fromm's year. Every single one of these wins has been by at least 2 scores, 2 touchdowns, that is. So, it's really tough for me to believe that this is a Florida team that can hang with Georgia. This is a fatter number than we're used to seeing. That is for sure. So there is some pause for concern as far as laying a number this big, especially with Florida, on triple revenge here, right? Like they need to win one against Georgia. Billy Napier might be able to save his job by winning this game alone. He's 14-6-1 ATS as a conference underdog. Georgia 4-12 ATS is a favorite of 7 or more when coming off 3 straight wins. The number tends to get a little bit of inflated for the Bulldogs at this point in time. Could it be a little bit of a letdown spot after the big win that Georgia had last time out? Yeah, maybe. But the bye hopefully should neutralize some of that. And I don't think Kirby's going to take his foot off the gas pedal here. And that's the other component to this thing, guys. Come on. Kirby played at Georgia. He knows what this game means. He doesn't take it lightly. There is no softening on Florida. There is no hey, guys, let's pull up here. He'll put his foot on the gas pedal for as long and as hard as he can in 4 quarters. And that leads me to believe that Georgia's probably the right side.